Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from the Federalist. This is dated February 9th, and it says either Biden is an elderly man with a poor memory or he needs to be charged. Pick one. So this is another article coming on the heels of Joe Biden's disastrous press conference and that report coming out that basically said he's an elderly man with a poor memory, or going to be charged for the leaving those classified documents basically sitting in the garage of his house. So let's go ahead and read this article together here. And there's the doddering old fool. It says that the president is too old to be charged. He's too old to hold the most powerful position in the world. Correct. So it says, as expected, the panel on Morning Joe spent today, that would be Friday, February 9th, attacking the devastating special counsel report into Joe Biden's decades long hoarding of classified documents. Because, of course, they would, because Morning Joe are not objective reporters, they are propagandists. And they're on MSNBC, so that should just be your hint right there. So one of the arguments made by John Heilemann and others was that the special counsel could have written the report without referring to Biden as an elderly man with a poor memory. But he couldn't have, right? This is because then that's the guy who is doing the affiliating the special counsel would have been compelled to recommend charges against the president. There is no third choice. Biden can only skate according to the special counsel because he's too feeble-minded to be convicted, and skate meaning get away with what he did, skate on those charges. As if to punctuate her conclusion, Biden inexplicably decided to have a press conference last night, and that would have been on the night of the 8th. Says it was easily the most disastrous of his presidency. The normally cocoon Biden angrily responded to journalists who were giving him a chance to dispel the findings of a DOJ report. Then Biden referred to Egyptian President El Sisi with a Mexican, which wouldn't. Biden referred to it with a Mexican. It said he referred to it. Okay, that sentence sounds kind of weird to me. It says he confused the president with a Mexican, which wouldn't have been as big of a deal. And he does this sort of thing all the time. It's true. If the president orchestrated demonstrate his alleged mental acuity, yeah, imagine that. They come out to respond to this thing saying basically he's senile and can't function properly. They set up a press conference to prove that that's not the case. Then he comes out and essentially proves that correct. Says it shouldn't have been overlooked either that Biden was cognizant enough to blatantly lie, first about not sharing classified material with a ghostwriter, and then about not having high classified, it says here, documents in his possession. According to the report, Biden showed classified documents to the writer of Promise Me, Dad, and stored top secret documents regarding Afghanistan in boxes in his Delaware garage. Excuse me, not cutting that out. Says, you remember those leaked pictures of folders classified splayed across the floor at Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, these two things are the same, but it looks like Biden's not getting charged and Trump is okay. Because this is the same. And surely the same people who spend inordinate amounts of time cheering on the prosecutions of Donald Trump understand that no one is above the law. And they like to say that, but then it turns out, oh wait, they actually feel and they actually are above the law. So still, Biden's minions immediately began spinning conspiracy theories about the DOJ's clandestine plans to hurt the president. Some White House defenders claim that the report mischaracterized the exchanges Biden had with investigators. Others claim that the interview had taken place right after the October 7th attacks in Israel, and consequently, the president, in this time of stress, was unable to concentrate or remember basic facts about his own life. And what was I going to say here? Something made me think of something else. Um, Conspiracy theory. Oh yeah, this is so I don't even remember. Whatever. Let's just move on. I'm an idiot. Says, does the White House know it was making arguments for enacting the 25th Amendment? Probably not, because we have a bunch of idiots in the White House, a bunch of unqualified idiots. So no, I'm going to say, and I know it's a rhetorical question, but my response to that would be no. Says others contended that Biden had been exonerated, which is also slightly misleading. Her notes that Biden committed a serious felony, but based on the prosecutor's interactions and conversations, it was clear that Biden would create reasonable doubt with a jury who might never believe he was capable of a mental state of willfulness. So essentially, they said he's too dumb or mentally diminished to have actually known that he did anything wrong. But yes, remember, this is the leader of the free world we're talking about here, the guy with the key to the nukes. So as many have pointed out, dementia is typically used as a consideration for leniency during the sentencing phase, not an excuse to avoid prosecution. But if Biden's age is his superpower, as Bill McCabe argues, then the DOJ has a responsibility to bring charges against the president after he leaves office. And yeah, I just remembered what I was thinking about up here was about like Trump. That if this stuff here was Trump and this wasn't Biden, all these people would saying Trump needs to resign. Like it would be uniform. You wouldn't see anybody really coming out to try to defend him. Even people on the right would be like, "Yeah, dude, like we like you, but maybe you should step down." So yeah, this is just yeah. It's obviously they're everything is going for Biden. It's again nobody's above the law except for Joe Biden. He totally is. His Biden's defenders also flooded social media and political shows to remind us that we've all lost our keys or forgotten names and dates. It's apples to oranges comparison. Like they'll say like, "Hey, did you ever forget like, someone's birthday?" And it's like, this is the president. Like, and he forgot when his son died, like by a matter of years. It's okay. You think that's a thing a parent would remember? Is at least not necessarily the exact date, but the year that their oldest son died. Anyway, it says, indeed, we have. Not many, though, would forget the years they served as vice president of the United States or the time frame in which a child died, as Biden did. Yeah. I mean, again, if you were vice president, like something that's like basically a once in a lifetime thing, like you'd probably remember that, wouldn't you? I would think so. It says the media reports that Biden was privately livid over the contention he forgot when Bo died and angrily cursed about the language in the report last night. Well, dementia patients tend to be pretty angry about things. That's normal. Says this makes sense. Those in cognitive decline, and sooner or later it comes for us all, often get agitated and aggressive when confronted with their memory loss. And my grandma had dementia, and this sounds exactly like what happened with her. As a lifelong fabulist, Biden has cynically lied about Bo's death so often that it's possible he's now convinced himself of an alternative history. People with dementia often time shift experiences and conflate memories. Because what makes this especially difficult for Democrats is that Donald Trump is being prosecuted for the exact same crime. Double standards no longer matter, but this is a bit on the nose. Lots of Democrats argue that it's different because Biden cooperated with authorities. Didn't Trump? I mean, I remember that, but okay. Says first off, getting a lawyer and challenging charges leveled at you is well within the rights of any American. Second, Biden didn't cooperate. A lawyer happened upon the classified information. Right. That's what I remember about this. Says after that, Biden was impelled, that's a new word for me, impelled to open his home to investigators because otherwise they would simply have gotten a search warrant. It says, and for notes, Biden had documents from the 1970s and knew he was in possession of them since 2017. So good, 30, 40 years. It says, there are 300 of these documents, not six, as the White House initially claimed. Yeah, there's a bit of a difference between those two numbers, White House, six or 300. Okay. It says, all this points to a pattern of mishandling documents over many years, not a single filing mistake, as so many of his apologists had claimed when the story first broke. Which leaves us with two questions. If Biden is too old to be charged, isn't he too old to hold the most powerful position in the world? And if he's not too old to hold the most powerful position in the world, why is he too old to be charged? Right. So again, it's just another pointing out double standard and just the BS that's gone on with this. And of course, it's another thing where he's going to get away with it. And this time they're trying to use the whole, well, he's basically too retarded to know any better, so we should just let him go, sort of thing. But Trump, again, who's being prosecuted for the exact same thing, like to a T, it's like, nope, we're still going to go after him. So keep trying to tell me, people on the left, that there's not a two-tiered system of justice in this country. Looking at you, Merrick Garland. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.